I'm Jessica Nall, and I'm super excited to be in the kitchen. We've got quite a smorgasbord of pumpkin over here.
We have some bad news for you. If you wanted pumpkin spice at home, I'm sorry, it's all been used. We took it all. It's all right here today. We're going to jump into the kitchen this morning with a perfect fall-inspired dessert creation.
Yeah, but we're going to try these for breakfast too. So let's not limit it to just the sweet treat after dinner, right? Richmond cake designer Favienne is here. She's going to make her homemade pumpkin streusel coffee cake recipe. We welcome her to our live show. It's great to see you.
Thank you. You too. Nice to be here.
So you started at home cooking for your family and friends, and we've heard this story before. Everybody goes, "Girl, you got some talent.
You gotta do it for a living."
You should do this." Yep. And a lot of times when people take something they love and they turn it into a business, it loses a little bit. But I find that people like you that actually create all this science and put all these chemicals together that make something taste delicious, it kind of increases the love for what you do.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. I love what I do. I love that I get to play with food every day. It's my therapy, it's what I do for fun, it's what I do at home all the time. And the fact that I get to keep my core values of keeping everything fresh and simple, local if possible, has really been great. And I'm just so happy that my community is accepting it also. It's fantastic.
Well, it tastes great. So yeah, they're accepting it, definitely.
These all look amazing.
Thank you.
One thing that I'm noticing right here is this does not look like the pumpkin that I end up opening a lid on. Don't cringe. That I where am I there? Opening a lid on and using at home. You start with the fresh, and you're going to show us how to do that.
This is a fresh roasted pumpkin, actually. So what we're going to do is take a pie pumpkin. It's very simple, very sharp knife. You're going to cut off the top and the bottom.
Super sharp knife is key.
Super sharp knife is key. And what you do by cutting off the stem, it's impossible to cut through. You just cut it in half.
So you said pie pumpkin.
Right, they're smaller.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to big jack-o'-lantern pumpkins.
Okay,
right.
So it's just the same pumpkin, it's just he's young.
Exactly. Scoop the seeds out. And this is an avocado.
I was going to say,
look at
that little guy.
I don't even know where I got this, but it works great. Save the seeds because you can roast these and do a ton of stuff with them. Anyway, so you scoop this out. A little bit of pan spray, vegetable oil, whatever you have laying around the house so it doesn't stick. Pop it in the oven for about 40 minutes at 350.
You leave the top attached? And
leave everything attached. No, leave it all in there, and when it's nice and brown, and when you go to touch it, it's soft, like a soft pumpkin. It's ready to go. Pull it out of the oven, let it cool off, and then what you have is your baked pumpkin. And then it scoops right out of the skin.
Tilt that right over here, probably, so we can see that. There you go.
See, I thought it was something you'd put on top there that browned like that, but that's the actual peel.
Look at it, it just comes right out.
It comes right off. It steams in its skin. You puree this, and then you have what you have over there.
That is dynamite.
This has got to be the best flavor. You will never buy canned pumpkin ever again.
Wow, so now when we come to your house, we'll know that you did it all from scratch.
I'm doing it for reals.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're gonna make for you today is a pumpkin streusel coffee cake. We have 3 parts to it. The first one is a topping. It's very simple to do. I have flour, sugar, some melted butter, and pecans. You really just dump it all in together in the bowl and mix it up. You can use a mixer or your hand. I prefer my hand.
Then I guess you have less likelihood of like over mixing it and working it to a pulp. Okay.
When it comes to be a nice streusel, just like this, you're finished.
And you used a nice melted butter there rather than having to cut it in.
Exactly. You want a nice melted butter to get the flour and the sugar.
Yum.
All right, the second part is the filling, and if you want to mix this together, it'd be awesome.
Okay, I will do it.
It's very simple. We have some brown sugar.
Okay, brown sugar.
Put it in there.
Light or dark, does it matter?
This is light brown sugar. Dark brown sugar has extra molasses in it, which has a stronger flavor.
Okay.
So light. A little bit of cinnamon, and then we have some cocoa powder.
Cocoa powder?
Yes.
Interesting.
Cocoa powder.
What does that bring to the table?
A little extra flavor and gives you that nice dark sugar center right in the middle. And you can do it by hand, do it on the mixer, however you want to do it. And what you end up with is this beautiful little streusel center.
That's gorgeous. I was going to dump that in. That's the finished product.
You'd be doubling it up.
That's right. Double.
Yeah.
Okay, so we mix all that together.
Mix all that together and you set it aside.
Okay, cool.
So it's actually a 3-part recipe. All right, and then for stage 3, what we're going to do is make the cake. And what I have here is some flour, some sugar, and then our spices, which you can use a pumpkin pie spice, or you can use a combination of cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. I also have some kosher salt and some baking powder.
Okay.
So I call this a dump cake, because you're really just dumping all the ingredients into the bowl together. I like to do the dry first.
Yum.
give that a whisk.
Okay. Oh, Bill,
Oh, there you
Bill's
go.
at the
That'll
helm.
work.
Well,
And
you know, I
shared-
let you do the ingredients. I'll do the actual
Okay.
cake.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's doing the hard work.
You shared this recipe with us as well, right?
Yes.
So we do. Okay. So we will have
Yes,
that later today.
Yes.
Available for you.
Awesome. All right, and then we have 2 eggs, a little bit of vegetable oil, and our fresh roasted pumpkin. And
And
this
how much of the pumpkin is that, Fabi? You think
that's about
probably...
a quarter of the pumpkin.
Oh, only a quarter.
So you have plenty to save.
A quarter of the pie pumpkin.
Yes. And what you can do when you're finished with the pumpkin, you can, I love freezer bags. You can vacuum seal it, save it for next year or for later.
Yum.
You can make any of the great things we have over here. We have pumpkin donuts, there's pumpkin pie
Is
bar.
that supposed to stick in there like
It
that?
will. All right, I
See,
think
now
we're-
you're
yeah,
regretting
all right.
making that
All right,
cake.
somebody
Hand it
else
over.
has it.
Hand it
Oh,
over.
there we go. Okay.
In the last week alone, I've put pumpkin in chocolate chip cookies, pancakes, and yesterday oatmeal. So it is versatile, right?
It's very versatile. You can do so many things with it. And when you use
Oh, there it is coming together.
it comes together, it takes a minute or so. It is faster on the mixer, but I prefer, again, the love of hand mixing.
And I love this. So
Do you really? Were you being silly? I don't know that you said that like you meant it.
So you can use pumpkin just like you would banana, any kind of a muffin or a quick bread. And it really adds extra flavor, moisture. It's easy to make desserts that are vegan also when you're using pumpkin because it has just the sugar and everything else that you need into it.
Okay.
All right, I want to take over from here,
Oh, there's more.
if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I have here is a springform pan. I prefer that for this type of cake because you don't want to grease it. You don't want to grease the pan. What you want to do, by not greasing it, you allow the cake to actually rise up the sides and it gets a nice dome on the top.
Interesting.
It doesn't stick?
It doesn't, well, it will stick a little bit, but when it comes out of the oven, you just run your knife around the edges
Okay.
and it pops right out.
All right,
Sweet.
so this batter just goes right into our
It does.
ungreased.
So we're going to do half the batter,
half the batter.
and then our topping gets poured in.
Okay.
So you sprinkle the filling, or this brown sugar mix, right on top.
And it's still
So you
kind
can
of
see.
like oozing over
Oh
the
yeah.
sides.
Oh yeah. It doesn't have to be exactly in the middle. It's okay.
This is a
It's
relaxed.
chocolate.
this
It's
is a
chocolate. It
relaxed
doesn't
cake.
have to be
Oh my
exact.
goodness. If I could put chocolate in everything, I would.
We will stop you.
So we have about 30 seconds left.
All
You've
right.
got this coming
So you
together on
have-
the top.
The rest of your batter, and
Mm-hmm.
then your topping goes right on top. In the oven for about 45 minutes. Let it cool. And what you have is this beautiful cake
Is
over here
that
on
magic
the end.
right over there? Delightful. Favi, thank you so much.
you.
That looks. You gonna do it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do it,
sure.
do it.
I mean, you know, we did all this hard work.
You mixed the cake after all. How is it?
It is moist and delicious.
Yes, I love it.
Perfect.
Can't
Very,
wait to do a
very
little
good.
quality
Perfect.
control. Thank you.
Well, thanks for having me.